Hi, for drawing the human male face, we're gonna need a sphere. That sphere doesn't need to be perfect. This sphere will have a vertical line that will divide the sphere into two parts. The next line that we find is an horizontal line. That horizontal line is the line of the eyes, and it will be placed in the middle, right in the middle of this sphere. The next line, it will be the nose, the line of the nose. That line of the nose, it will be placed in the middle in between the line of the eyes and the bottom of the sphere. And we will place the nose, or the very bottom of the nose where the nostrils are, we'll place in the line of the nose. The next line will be the line of the mouth. But really it is the line of the lower lip, where the lower lip lays. The mouth itself will be placed in the middle, right in between the line of the nose and the line of the mouth. You will see that when I will start drawing it. Well, now we're going to start drawing, and for that I'll lower the opacity of the sphere, where the layer of the sphere it is, and I'm going to start to draw in a layer on top. As you can see here, I'm drawing the nostrils of the nose. I'm doing a fairly, not very wide, but fairly wider nose. I'm trying to keep everything, like in human volume, so I don't try to exaggerate elements a lot. You see me here drawing some lines, vertical lines from the nostrils of all the sides of the nose towards the eye. This is for remarking and helping you to see where the eyes has to start. The eye has to start exactly or nearly the nostrils and the sides of the nose are. As you can see me here, I'm sketching the eyes and trying to more or less create some nice arch for the eyes, try to keep everything in a human scale, not exaggerating elements like I said before, trying to make the eyes like fairly bigger but not too much. We gotta remember that it's a male figure, it's a human male character, so eyes doesn't need to be very big, otherwise it will maybe look a little bit too cartoony, and we're trying to keep everything in realistic terms. Now I'm drawing the mouth. As you can see here, and I told you before, the line of the mouth marks where the lower lip ends, so the real mouth will go right in the middle in between the line of the nose and the line of the mouth. Both sides or extremes of the mouth that we were drawing have to coincide or match with the center of the eye of their corresponding side. So if we wanted to draw a vertical line that goes from the center to the eye, that line will match the side of the mouth of his side. Now I'm going to start to draw the upper lip. The upper lip in a male character usually is thinner. Obviously there exist some variations or exceptions to the rule, because if you're, for example, drawing an African American or an African person, even if it's a male, you're going to see that the upper lip is usually bigger. But for a Caucasian character, Caucasian male character, upper lips is something that is usually drawn in an idealistic way a little bit thinner compared to the lower lip. I'm also not remarking all the lip. I'm not drawing all the upper lip. I'm just, let's say, drawing the tips or the sides of it. And the reason why is pretty simple. If you are drawing a male character, you don't want to draw the full lip. Otherwise, maybe sometimes it can look a little bit feminine in a Caucasian male. For the African American or African male, it's a different thing. Maybe for in that case, it will be better to draw it. Now I'm drawing the ears and placing them. The ear in my drawing, and the drawing that you can see here, starts from the line of the eye and goes a little bit above the eye towards the temple area. Doesn't reach it because we are talking about realistic human proportions, so the ear doesn't go really very far up of the eye. The neck, for example, that I'm drawing here is a fairly wide neck. I'm drawing a hero type character, so the neck has to look a little bit thicker and stronger. The jaw also looks pretty square, as you can see here. So it's a pretty remarked jaw with a prominent, strong chin, with a thicker neck, and this is going to help us to give a sensation or create a sensation that some heroicness. Usually in idealistic terms, square jaws are the jaws of heroes. It's the best example that we have, for example, is Superman, which is like the embodiment of all those characteristics about a hero. And these characteristics are like heritage of the classical tradition of the Greek heroes, like this idealistic proportion, the square jaw, muscular type character. Now I'm focusing my attention on the area in between the eyes. I try to draw some lines there to help to create some shadow, that it will help me also to create some sensation of depth, that I will be able to tell the viewer that the eyes are not placed in the same plane that, for example, the nose. Now I'm going to start to cast some shadow under the nose. For that I'm going to start to draw some vertical and some diagonal lines that will help me to create that sensation. Also I will start to, let's say, add some shadow to the upper lip, especially to the corners of the mouth. Also I will start to cast some shadows, drawing some thin lines in the sides of the mouth and under the lower lip. This will help me to remark the areas of the face, especially around the mouth, where the light doesn't hit that much. Drawing the hairline, it will help me to mark more the features. Also I will accent what will be the bone cheeks, and start to give some definition to the surroundings of the face, so it will help me to accent some elements. Drawing the shadow under the jaw, which is casted over the neck, will help us also to create some depth sensation. As you can see me now, I'm marking or drawing what is the upper hairline. The upper hairline also will define what type of haircut our character will have. Because I'm drawing the full hairline, you can assume that the character will have short hair. In the case of a male character, it's fairly common, although you can find characters with longer hair or not hair at all. For the haircut, I like to use curved lines. Curved lines help usually to create that flow, that sensation of motion that the hair used to have. Hair is a very flexible fiber, so the use of curved lines will be a must for drawing hair, especially if you want to achieve a realistic look or realistic feeling. Well, you can see here I've been drawing a little bit, and I've been drawing especially the hair and the upper part of the head, more or less defining some lines of motion of the hair, trying to define better the areas. The next thing will be to focus a little bit on the face, and especially in the forehead, creating a little bit of wrinkles, something subtle, because we want to do so, let's say a fairly young character, maybe a guy who is 30 or between 25 and 30 years old, so we don't want to heavily wrinkle our character. I will add some lines. Also, those lines will help us to give a sensation of toughness to the character, because we are drawing a hero type character, so we can assume that he already seen some battles and have some experience, so we want to draw a tough guy basically. I will draw or darker the areas under the eyes and the under the eyebrows. Also I will darken some areas, accent some shadows maybe, but more or less, as you can see here, the main work is done. The last step will be to create a nice outer line. This outer line will help me to define better the contours of the figure, the outer part of the figure, so it will remark and accent what is inside, all the features that we've drawn of the face. You don't need to draw it if you don't want to, but I like to do it because it's part of my style. You can call it an artistic license. With this, our drawing will be finished. I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. See you in the next one. If you like this tutorial, please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, ArtStation, and Facebook. Links below the description. Tony out. Bye bye.